It has been reported that some victims of torture during the act would retreat into a fantasy world from which they could not wake up. In this catatonic state, the victim lived in a world just like their normal one, except they weren't being tortured. The only way that they realized they needed to wake up was a note they found in their fantasy world. It would tell them about their condition and tell them to wake up. Even then, it would often take months until they were ready to discard their fantasy world and
Would you like me to end it? Very well. Good night.
When I was little, I was very prone to car sickness. As a result, my family would often leave me in the house for days during the vacation season. I appreciated the time to myself and would spend it writing, drawing, or watching television with the volume up far too loud. However, once night fell and my eyelids drew heavy, anxiety would flood through me. I'd become jumpy, catching reflections in the movement of every window and mirror. Once this drove me to do something I've since regretted. I simply left the light in the hall on, allowing it to shine into my bedroom from the thin crack in the door.
I enjoy watching you. I watch your every move, your every step, your every breath. I can almost feel your heartbeat, your mind, your soul. If only you knew. There are many people that I have observed over the years, but you're my favorite. You're the one who stands out. The one that moves me. You remind me of why I watch people in the first place. Oh, how I wonder what it'd be like to touch you, to feel your skin, to run my hand over every piece of you. I quiver at the thought. I smile. I'm amused at how I know everything about you. Where you live, where you work, where you go to school, what you eat, who your friends are, who you fuck. And yet, you don't know I exist at all. How would you feel if you found out that this whole time you were being watched? That some stranger knew every intimate detail about you? That you were vulnerable? If only I could come up to you and tell you. I would love to see your reaction. I would love to see the look on your face when you find out that you were always in my hands. That your life truly belongs to me. But no, that would defeat the whole purpose of this hobby, wouldn't it? It would spoil the reason why this is fun in the first place. Although, even I wonder times. You see, I may have fallen for you. Over the years, I have fallen in love with the way you do things, with the way you are. It makes me envy anyone who manages to win your heart. It's as if my watching has become my muse, my gift, my blessing, and my curse. I have come to terms with the nature of our relationship. I accept that you must never know of my existence. But to show my undying love for you, to give in return for the gift of your naivete, I will keep your secret. I will keep it until the day I die. I admire your technique, your callousness, your lack of remorse. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you sleep so easily after doing the things that you do. How you're able to look at yourself, at those guilty, sinful eyes, those beautiful eyes, and not feel an ounce of sympathy. And I grow to love you even more for it. I will keep your secret. It's safe with me, safe from outsiders. You are safe from anyone who will stop you from doing what you do, from stopping us. If only you knew about me, if only you could see who you really are, if only you knew how much I adore you, how much I adore watching you, how much I love you. If only.
911, what is your emergency? Hello?
In France, a young ambient musician by the name of Charles undertook an interesting new project. He was going to record the sound of himself sleeping and release it under the name La Nuit. Charles lived alone in a rural area, which would remove things like car alarms, traffic, and such from being recorded. Finally, on the 27th of September, he decided to execute his plan. He set up all of his equipment and fell asleep at midnight. The next day, Charles reviewed the recording. For the first hour, the recording played his own tossings and turnings, as well as some distant dog barks and a few car alarms. So much for his plan to distance himself from the cars. These continued throughout the second hour as well, until Charles heard something that horrified him. For at exactly 3 hours and 24 minutes, he heard this sound. In the country of Bulgaria lies the small fishing village of Gjoberdik. There, on the dawn of New Year, everyone holds their breath for 1/2 minute. Families embrace and shiver. Not even wild animals violate this sacred silence. 1 year ago, the townsfolk heard exactly 25 chimes, yet the nearest church bells are miles away, and 2 souls chose not to honor this tradition. This year's bells will count to 27.
How I describe myself. I mean, even when I grew up, I always felt like I was a little bit different from other people. I had a very interesting memory when I was in elementary school. Yeah, so during recess, you know how like kids like to play around, go maybe catch or tag or something.
I know you're out there. I know that you saw everything that I did and to everyone it happened to. But it doesn't matter. You can't beat me. You never will. And soon, I'll find you. And you'll be the one begging, I swear.
First date. That was like, I've been to San Francisco like long time ago when I was a kid, and I hadn't been there for many years. And then I went there after I came here for college and stuff. And we went to San Francisco, and he was showing me. We were going to like look at the submarines and stuff. And I just thought that was one funny event, that we were walking along the pier, and then someone came to ask for donations and stuff, or sign a petition or something like that. And he thought that we were married. So that was a memory. But yeah, I actually don't remember much, because we basically spent the whole day in San Francisco. It was more like for me, more sightseeing rather than a real date. We didn't do anything.
Why are you watching me? What do you intend to do? I swear, I'll find you and make you pay. I wonder how you live with yourself. I can't wait to see the look on your face.
I like a lot of different foods. Well, I hated him because he was cheating on me.
It's because of my mother, isn't it? She sent you, that bitch. That lying, egotistical bitch. No, you're not here. Fuck! What's happening to me? You dirty, lying, sneaky fuck. You fucking bastard! Make it stop! Please! Make it stop! 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 Don't ever stop watching me. I love you.
One early evening, I came home fairly late. I wondered if anyone was home. I called out for my mom and heard a voice from upstairs. Yes? I called out again, got the same reply. Yes? When I reached the first floor, I called her once more, and the voice came from the furthest room. Yes. I felt uneasy, wondering if she was all right. But just as I was about to open the door into the room... Sweetie, are you home?
I live in the Bay Area and often use BART to go to work. One day, when I was waiting for the train, I noticed a homeless man standing in a corner of the station, muttering to himself as people passed by. He was holding out a cup and seemed to be begging for spare change. A woman passed by the homeless man, and I distinctly heard him say, "Pig." Wow, I thought to myself. This homeless man is insulting people, and he still expects them to give him money. Then a businessman went by, and the homeless guy muttered, "Human." Oh, well, I can't argue with that. Obviously it was human. My train was delayed, so I had some time to kill. I decided to stand close to the homeless man and listen to his strange mutterings. The whole time, as people passed by, he just kept calling people seemingly random things like cow, potato, pig again, rabbit, onion, sheep, tomato. I kept trying to find some logic or pattern in what he was saying. I mean, it's not like these people looked anything like the words he was actually muttering. Perhaps he has some kind of psychic ability? Maybe he knows what these people were in a previous life or something? Well, anyway, curiosity got the better of me, and I decided to ask him what was going on. As I walked up to him, he looked at me and said, "Bread." I asked him if he had some kind of psychic ability, and to my surprise, the homeless man said yes, indeed. I do have a psychic ability. It is an ability I obtained years ago. But it is not what you might expect. I can't tell the future or read minds or anything like that. Then what is your ability? I asked. The ability is merely to know the last thing somebody ate. I laughed because I realized he was right. He said bread. The last thing I had eaten for breakfast that day was toast. I tossed some money into his cup and walked away, shaking my head. Of all the psychic abilities someone could have, that one must be the most useless.